I was so excited when my first case of sublimation tumblers arrived. Little did I know I was about to ruin most of them, and it really rips your heart out when that happens. Hi y'all, and welcome to Daily Dose of DIY. My name is Chris, and there's not much worse than being super excited to try a new craft and ending up with a great big fail. So we are going to go through today the 10 biggest mistakes you make when sublimating tumblers, and then you end up with like white spots on the top. You end up with ghosting and super faded. You end up with bad marks there. You end up with bad seams. One of these has a bad seam. Bad seam. All of these can go wrong when sublimating tumblers, but if you follow a few simple steps, you'll get perfect results every time. So let's just jump right into it and look at the biggest mistakes people make when sublimating tumblers. Let's start right off with the transfer, and of course the biggest mistake and one I still make quite frequently is forgetting to mirror. When you make or purchase a sublimation transfer, you have to go in and mirror it. I'm in my little preview screen of this transfer, so I just go to Tools and flip horizontal. It will totally depend on your computer, but some of you may even be able to do this from your print screen as well. Once your design is flipped, you are going to want to print it, and this is another mistake people make if you get bad quality prints or there's lines on your paper and it just looks horrible. You need to adjust your print settings. Now, typically with sublimation, you can get ICC profiles from the printer and the ink. If you do not have that, you want to choose the printer that you're using for sublimation and then choose photo on matte, premium matte paper. I have never had an issue with this setting. Colors are almost 100% to what they should look like. And if you want 100% accurate, like I said, you'll need to get into those ICC profiles. You also want to check your printer that not all printers are the same or print previews, but your scale, this you can see is changed it to 101%. I want it to stay at 100%. So make sure that is on. I'm double checking. We're making sure we got it flipped. We have photo on premium paper and we're using premium paper. We are now ready to print. When printing, you want to make sure you use a really good quality paper and ink as well. I love Hippo brand for both of these as well as for my tumbler. They've always done a super great job. But once your print is done, you want to give it a good look over and make sure there's no ink blobs or anything that messed up during the printer. You'll especially see that if you have lower quality products, and that will show up on your tumbler transfers looking like that. If you missed an ink blob, it will show up on the transfer. Now, you can also get those blobs from moisture and humidity. It could be, depending on where you live, a very big factor because this paper is going... Sorry, I just knocked over a cup. This paper is going to absorb moisture that is in the air. So super humid climates, and if you don't have air conditioning, you might just want to forego doing sublimation that day because your ink might bleed. Another thing that can cause that besides ink blobs on your paper or your paper having too much moisture is moisture left on your cup. So make sure it's completely dry before we apply the transfer. To avoid a seam that looks like this, or you get those white spots at the top of the bottom of your cup, the tops and bottom is actually caused by air pockets. This one could be by an air pocket too, but it's super important that you trim your paper close to the design. You can either use scissors or a paper trimmer. Either way, you want to make sure one edge of the design is trimmed right up to the design. The top and bottoms are trimmed right up to the design, and then on the other edge of your design, you can leave an overhang. Now we get to the tumbler, and again, you want to make sure you're using a good quality tumbler. I have bought in some of those cheap ones, y'all, where the white part that you actually sublimate on has melted off the tumbler, and that is not good. I, again, love Hippo brand. I've never had an issue with them. They always sublimate beautifully. They come with the lid, the straw, the little rubber bottom, and I just think they're a great quality. So the next mistake made with tumblers is not cleaning it before you sublimate. You need to wipe off all the oils, get it nice and clean. I'm using these little alcohol prep wipes I got off of Amazon. And by the way, guys, I will link you to all these products in the description down below. So be sure to check there so you can find the products I'm using. You want to make sure you clean the cup thoroughly, get all of the oils from your skin off. That will cause some things we have seen like ghosting and different mess ups. And then super important that we talked about a little bit earlier is make sure this cup is completely dry before we add the transfer, because any moisture will mess up the ink. Now that our cup is clean, our transfer is printed well, and it is trimmed, we're ready to apply the transfer to our cup. And this is where a lot more mistakes can happen, y'all. You need to get the transfer tight as you can against the cup. If you don't, that's where you see ghosting. See how the color is lighter at the top there? You will get ghosting and all kinds of problems if you do not get it tight. So I'm going to start at the edge that's trimmed. Remember, I told you to trim one edge right up to the design, and the other side has an overhang. And I'm going to set my cup on it. And I'm going to then line it up. Also, clean hands. We'll go back and catch that one. Make sure your hands are clean and they don't have lotion on it or anything else, because that will mess you up as well. Once I have it lined up straight, I'm just going to roll all the way to the edge. Now, the side that was completely trimmed needs to touch the cup, and then your overhang side can overhang there. This is where Pinch Perfect comes in handy. If you haven't ever used one of these tools, I will link it to you down below. It just helps give you an extra hand so you can hold these tight together. Let's see, do I have the right size? I think that's the size small. They come in 3 sizes. The medium size is the one that is perfect for the 20-ounce tumblers. They also have a larger one for 30-ounce tumblers, and you just get it around there and pinch, and it helps hold that tight so you can use your other hand to get tape. So I'm going to make sure we're a little crooked. I'm just going to straighten this up before I pinch down. Okay, now it's straight and I'm pinched, and it's going to get us the tightest we can get without air pockets. And I can use my other hand to get tape. And then I'm going to tape right along that seam and then fold down. And then you just slide your Pinch Perfect down to get the next section. Keep on sliding until your seam is all the way taped. So the next issue is, what are we on? Like mistake 7 or 8 now? We're getting close. Is that seam gap. If you put the trimmed side down first, you should not get that gap. But you can also kind of just get a seam line, and that is from air pockets as well and not being super tight. So what I like to do is take my fingernail and just go along that seam with my fingernail and push down tightly. If you don't have nails, you can use a butter knife. And we have the edge of the seam that's here that we can see, plus on the inside. So I'm just going to push down where that inside seam is as well. And that's going to help give us a nice tight fit. Now, sometimes people like to, and I have in the past, and I've done it before too, is I almost feel like I have an air pocket there, but we'll get it on the next step, is to take the tape around and band it around this way. And the problem with that is it will cause a super tight band right there, which can then also give you like a puff up air pocket right next to it, which will give you ghosting. So I'm not a super big fan of doing that anymore. You can usually feel if there's air pockets in there. And like I said, I thought I felt one, but the sleeves are going to help take care of that and pull it all nice and close evenly instead of having a tight band in random places. And another thing I love about Hippo is they come with the sleeves as well. I think I forgot to mention that when I opened the cup. So I'm just going to drop this into the heat shrink sleeve, and I'm going to use my hair dryer on high and get it shrink wrapped so we are ready to put it in our oven. As you can see, that gives us a super nice tight seal, and now we're ready to go into the oven. Next, you want to make sure you preheat your oven so we get the heat as even as possible. And if you got a good manufactured cup, it will tell you what temperature and their recommended range of time to do this at. So Hippo is at 365. I have my oven set to that. Other than applying the transfers wrong and getting those pockets, the next biggest mistake has to do with heating, and we have either too much heat, not enough heat, too little time, or too much time. So we talked about the timing. Wherever you buy your cup should give you an idea of what the time is and the temp it should be at. I'm at 355 degrees, and we're going to go about 6 to 8 minutes. So here's what like too much time looks like. You have way too faded. This could also be too little time. You tend to get more of a fade though with too much time. The longer it's in there, the more faded it will get. And then if you have too high of heat, it will do that as well. You'll even get burn marks. I had one of my mess up examples. You could see a burn mark on it. So you could even get burn marks with too high of heat. Too low of heat, of course, is not going to be those bright and vibrant colors. So I'm going to show you what to look for so you know exactly when your tumbler is done and will be perfect. Okay, when the oven is preheated and my little burners in there you can see are nice and red hot. Be careful you don't want to touch them. I have my tongs here. We're going to just take my tongs and set the tumbler straight inside. Watch the top burners as well, and then shut the door. Now, the instructions said about 6 to 8 minutes. So in 2 minutes, we are going to rotate this tumbler by a quarter of a turn to make sure each side is heated evenly. It has been about 2 minutes. You can see our tumblers in there. He's not done yet, but we are going to turn him. The burners are on the front and the back. I'm just going to give him a quarter of a turn so that and then shut it as quickly as possible, but we want all sides to be evenly heated. It's been about another 2 minutes, so I'm going to give it another turn, and you can really see now. I'm going to get it out to see if you can show you on camera. Like that brand, the Hippo brand, there you can see it. Paper starting to show through, and that's what we're looking for when it's done. Not only that, but the design starting to show through. So I gave it another bit of a turn. We're going to close the door. We should have anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes left, and I will show you what it looks like in another 2 minutes. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes, y'all, and I'm going to go ahead and shut the oven off. And we're going to take it out at 2 minutes. I was like, oh, it's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. And I just let it go another minute. Here is what you were looking for. We can see the paper started melting a little bit. Let me give you a better view. Maybe we can pick it up on this camera. you can really see that ink. You can see the design. The light is reflecting that outer part, so it's kind of hard to see with the light reflecting it, but I can really start to see my design show through. I can read right there, kind words are like honey. I can see the watermarks, the hippo watermarks, which you can probably see easier on camera. Once you start, that was a little hot. Once you start to see your design, it's done a little bit after that. Let's see if the light's not. Yeah, okay. So you can see right there, you can see the H for the honey is sweet to my soul. That's when it's done, when you start to see your design. Not initially start to see it, but when you start to see it and then it comes through like crystal, more of a crystal clear. And the more you do these tumblers, the more you'll be able to tell where that sweet spot is. And your oven temperatures will make a difference as well. So you'll get to know your oven, but it's going to be somewhere in those 6 to 8 minutes more than likely. Once your cup is cool to the touch, that'll be about 5 to 10 minutes most likely. You can go ahead and remove the outer shrink wrap and undo the design and take a look and see how beautiful and perfect your new cup is. You can see where this seam is turned out nice and good. The tops and bottoms turned out good. It's not too faded. We have nice bright colors that look the way they should look when you've used the proper time in your toaster oven to do your transfer. So there you have it, all the mistakes that you could make while doing tumblers and how to avoid them. You get nice, colorful, sorry for my light glare, crisp black instead of, the faded, overheated, too long of a time black. Great seams. Come on. Great seams, great tops, no air pockets. Everything turns out wonderful and beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for more fun sublimation videos and crafts.